Hi, my name is Sam Most, and this is the fourth video in the series on my new textbook, Comprehensive Rhinoplasty, Structural and Preservation Rhinoplasty Concepts. It's the first textbook that fully encompasses structural and preservation rhinoplasty. It's the sum of over 20 years of experience, and I'm very excited about this book. It's available through Quality Medical Publishers, and I'm going through chapter by chapter and giving a brief overview of the book. Now, the book has 5 sections. The first section is what we're going through now, and that is Principles in Planning. Section 2 is Structural and Preservation Primary Rhinoplasty Concepts. Part 3 is Revision Rhinoplasty, which goes into detail about that. Part 4 is Special Topics, which includes non-Caucasian rhinoplasty and grafting techniques and crooked nose and so on. And part 5 is a series of cases with detail about the operative techniques used and the outcomes achieved. The book includes 4 full-length videos, including structural and preservation cases, and is interspersed with videos, short video vignettes on specific techniques throughout the book. It has hundreds of illustrations, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So, getting on to chapter 4, this chapter is titled Operative Preparation, Incisions, Approaches, and Postoperative Care. And so this is the brief review of what I do for my patients as we prepare for rhinoplasty. Now, I'm not going to go into patient evaluation. We did that in the last chapter. That covers a lot of things that, of course, go into operative planning. It's worth understanding a little bit of the neurovascular anatomy of the nose, and these diagrams and others in the textbook done by my artist, Chris Grallop, who's just wonderful, show this quite nicely. But this is important to understand so that at the start of the case, doing your injections, and we use a mixture of bupivacaine, lidocaine, epinephrine, and TXA in order to achieve the best hemostasis and anesthesia for our patients. We inject sequentially the septum, the columella, and then we go ahead and inject intranasally at certain points. And we found that this achieves the best result in terms of hemostasis for our patients and allows our anesthesiologists to take care of the patients better. I also think it's important for postoperative bruising and swelling, and so I think it's really important to do that. Now, in the textbook, we go into detail about all the different instruments that I like, but I'm not going to do that here in this video. But I want to show you one that's really near and dear to my heart, and that's the caudal elevator. And I think anybody who's operated with me knows how much I love this instrument, and I use it for just about everything except facelift surgery. But this instrument is important because it has an end that's very sharp and can be used to dissect subperichondrially, and then a more blunt end. And now the incision that we use is an inverted gull-wing incision. It's been shown in a randomized controlled trial from some of my colleagues. I was lucky to be an author on this paper, that it actually heals the best. Some people like to use a stair-step incision. I personally don't like that because it forces you to have one or the other of the incisions coming laterally at a level that you may not want. And it's important that the horizontal portion of this incision occurs at a point which is vertical on the nostril. Nostrils often have different shapes. And so as long as you put it at that portion, it happens to correspond usually to the narrowest portion, but not always. Then you will get a good result as that heals. And that's very important, of course, in these patients that we do that. At the end of the surgery, patients are taped. They wear a cast. I don't believe in taping. Post-operatively, after this is removed after 1 week. If you think about it, that kind of tape doesn't really provide that much compression, so I don't think it's really beneficial. The only study that was ever done on this wasn't really the greatest, and these were friends of mine, so I'm not going to go any further than that. So to me, it's really not been shown that it's really useful at all. But I think that understanding how you inject the patient and how you do your incisions and approaches, which, by the way, I do in much more detail in the textbook, and I didn't want to show all those images here on this video intraoperatively, but we go into detail about all of that, and there are videos showing how we open the nose and how we dissect and decorticate the nose, how we look at the ligaments, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested in that, please check it out. This is just a brief overview. So the key points are patient education and understanding exactly where your patient's coming from, and that goes into the last chapter. Detailed history and so on and so forth, photography, photo documentation, all those come together as you come to the operating room. Patients preoperatively have to be counseled on what they need to avoid, how to prepare for surgery. Intraoperatively, we described here in this video some of the aspects in the chapter about injection and preparation, incisions we use. The chapter actually shows in detail all the intraoperative incisions, and there are videos, of course, that show all of this, and I didn't go into those here for the sake of time, but all of that's in the real chapter. I hope you enjoyed this brief overview, and if you want more details, check out the book. It's available from QMP, and more videos on the rest of the chapters to come. Thank you.